Hello, folks. This is the Retro Gamer 06. How's everyone doing today? Yes, today is Halloween. Happy Halloween. So I decided to wear my Nightmare on Elm Street shirt. So, yeah, I'm done with the Silent Hill series. I know I only played the first three. I didn't play Silent Hill 4 or Origins. Maybe in the future. I don't know. I got to think about it. So I did hope you guys enjoyed my Silent Hill marathon as much as I did when I was playing them for you guys. A lot of fun, good games. So I wanted to make a video for Halloween. It would feel right to not do any for Halloween. So I don't know what to do. So I got to thinking. I'm like, you know what? What about talking about Legacy of Kain? Now I know Legacy of Kain is not a survival horror game, but it is about vampires, so I thought, why not? It's fitting, I think. And plus, it's one of my favorite franchises of all time. And, I never really talked about it on my channel, so this is my first time. So, yeah, I'm gonna go through all my, I think there's 5 games. So, we're gonna take a look at each one of them and just have some fun. So sit back, relax, enjoy. So the gist of the story before I get into the games, it takes place in Noshgoth. It's like a gothic fantasy. Uh, the story is about Kang, the vampire. Well, he was a human before, but then became a vampire. Now in Soul Reaver and Soul Reaver 2, and as well as Defiance, you do play as another character, Raziel. Uh, I just think it was pronounced Razel when I was a kid. But anyway, he's like the second protagonist. But really, if you think about it, if you play the games like I did, if you really think about it, Kane is the main protagonist. So, yeah, it's about him. It's about him. It's about his quest to defy his fate and, like restoring the balance of the world, Uh, in the themes and the whole series about destiny, free will, morality, redemption, So it's got a deep story, very great voice acting. The voice acting in the whole series top notch. Simon Templeman, the guy that did the voice of Kane, he did the voice of Kane in every single one. Yeah, not once did they choose a different voice actor. It was all Simon's voice. And of course, Michael Bell did the voice of Raziel. Uh, for those who are not familiar with Michael Bell, I know he did the voice of the Fear from Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, same guy. Uh, so yeah, this series is inspired by ancient literature, the horror fiction, Shakespeare, the way the narrator, Kane, the narrator, Raziel narrates too, and the way they talk in these games like Shakespeare would do. So it's very fascinating, it really is. So, without further ado, let's check out the games. So it all started with Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain. Notice it's not called Legacy of Kain Blood Omen like Soul Reaver. No, this is Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain. Here's the cover. Here's the spine and the back. Now I do have the actual strategy guide to this. Uh, it doesn't include the map. I bought it used for like 30 something dollars. I got lucky because that strategy guide is pretty expensive. So here's the back of it. It is rated and for mature. Crystal Dynamics made this game. It's mature for animated violence, animated blood and gore. It says, "An eternity of midnights. You're the vampire Cain, damned to feast upon the blood of men. Steel yourself for an epic quest of vengeance that will drag you to the depths of depravity. Explore the vast world of Noshgoth. Over 100,000 screens of adventure and puzzle solving, excuse me, packed with 100 plus hours of gameplay. I do apologize, y'all can hear my fan. It's a little warm in here, so uh, slaughter 170 different enemies with multiple weapon and armor power-ups in real-time combat. Unleash an arsenal of deadly magic, 21 eldritch objects and spells. Morph into different forms, bat, wolf, or mist. 25 minutes of full motion animation and hours of voiceover deliver a twisted storyline. It's one player. It takes one block of memory card. Uh, and this is from PSX magazine. It says, "So cool you won't want to play it alone in the dark." Open this up. There's your disc. Now this this game, along with Soul Reaver, this isn't my first copy. The first time I bought this game, I bought it brand new at Toys R Us years ago, and it was like a collector's edition. The label was white instead of black. So this is what the disc looks like. And it might be hard to see, it's kind of dark, but this guy right here, and you can see he's got the Soul Reaver. That is Vorador. It's like an ancient vampire. And he's in like every game, I think, except I don't think he was in the first Soul Reaver game, but he's in all the other ones, I think. And here's the manual. Now, if I have to mention, this originally came out in '96 for the PlayStation, and I believe it came out a year later on the PC. So hit your contents. Your controls. Starting the game, you get your options like world map, dark diary. Dark diary, what that is review the full motion animation you've experienced, status, show like your body count, how many meals, which is how many times you fed because you're a vampire, mutilation, and other appetizing activities. So now this is an old game. One thing I did not like about this game was it loads so many times. Like when you pause, it loads. You know, like when you try to switch armors or different weapons, it loads. When you go into a house or a cave or a different screen, it loads. So, but it is an old game, you know. Gameplay plays like Diablo. So there's your inventory, quick menus, how to cast spell or use objects. So very nice. This is welcome to Noshgoth. Terrain, water, swamp, lava, trees, standing stones, boulders, weather, rain, snow can cause slight damage. But of course you get an upgrade. Like this big upgrade like blood fountain you drink from and you get strength. Like I know one of them makes you not take damage from rains anymore. So there you go. And it tells you how to feed. You push the circle button. And what's really cool about this, if you never played these games and you want to, these games are not that expensive on eBay. I mean, to get it like incomplete, like you know the original case and the manual, you probably only have to pay like 40 something dollars, maybe 30 if you're lucky. Soul Reaver, same thing. So yeah, they're not expensive, but you know, they may go up in the future, I don't know. There's your magic, stun, blood shower, repel, spirit rack, sanctuary, control mind. Yeah, you get later on in the game you get the ability to control minds. It's cool because like you use it and you can control that person. I don't think you can mind control monsters. I don't remember. Very good game. Like I said, voice acting is just top notch. Get your tokens, power ups. Uh, you got hints how to save your game. Like some hints will say like equip a new spell you may need to complete the section you're in. Wait until night to enter villages for easy feeding. That's right. At nighttime, if you go to the village, a lot of people will be asleep, so it's easier to feed. Now, daytime, they're up and about, so. But not everyone attacks you, so. Very nice. And your credits. Uh, oh, yeah. So here it is. Voice talent. Simon Templeman, Kain. Like I said, he did the voice of Kain in every single game. Uh, Mortanius, he's like a necromancer. William the Just, voiced by Tony J. Rest in peace. I think he passed away a couple of years ago. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tony J. did a voice of the Elder God in the Soul Reaver games. Vorador and Bane, Paul Lukather. I'm not familiar with him. Mobius, Dufraptor, and Narcroft. I think it's a boss. Richard Doyle. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Richard Doyle do the voice and Metal Gear Solid? Like Solidus, and then Big Boss, and Part 4? I could be wrong. Ariel, or Ariel, she's the spirit that hangs out at the pillars of Noshkov, that she gets murdered. Like have her face like a skull. So Ariel, Azimuth, and DeJoel, Anna Gunn. Okay, this is interesting. Anna Gunn, if I'm not mistaken, she played in Breaking Bad. Yeah, she played as, was it Skylar, I think? Walter White's wife. That's her. She did the voice of the spirit Ariel in this game. Malik, Otmar, and Dollmaker, Neil Ross. That name sounds familiar. Sound support, Mark Miller. So, yeah. And then it's just more credits. So there you have it. Blood Omen. This is where it all began. So yeah, the game starts out. You're a human. You play as Kain, and then you go outside this tavern. You start out in the tavern, then you go outside and you get murdered. And I remember as a kid, I always wondered why. Like, why did the villagers hate him? I think from what I've read, he was very selfish. All he cared was like adventure, money. I think so, and I'm sure word about him spread. So I don't know. I'm assuming that that's the reason why he got murdered. And then Mortanius, the necromancer, brings him back to life, and that's how Kain became a vampire. So, all right. So now I believe this came out uh, 97. No, it came out uh 99. Yeah. So in 1999, we got Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Now, this is the only game in the series that's rated T for teen. You can see it right there. There is a greatest hits version of this as well. I don't think there's a greatest hits version of Blood Omen. I never saw it. So this is Raziel on the cover. Here's the spine and the back. So Raziel is one of Kane's lieutenants, and apparently he evolved faster than Kane, so he grew wings, and Kane grew jealous. So yeah, so in this one, Kane is the antagonist, not the protagonist from Blood Omen. So Kane grows jealous and rips Rodiel's wings, and he has him tossed into the I forgot what they call it, lake of acid. It's water, but to a vampire, it feels like acid. I forgot what they call it. And that's why Raziel looks like this. And he got burned up, his bottom jaw burned off. And that's his banner. So he uses it as a scarf to cover his face. So really, you're playing as a zombie vampire. It's like a wraith, I guess. So and since he's undead, he can't drink blood anymore. So instead, he absorbs souls. So this was the first skin that I played. I think Blood Omen was my second one I played. I can't remember. Or it might have been Soul Reaver 2. I can't remember which one. But this was the game that introduced me to the series. It was actually a demo years ago on the PS1. That's how I discovered the game. And I remember my uncle buying it and watching him play it. It's just so cool. Good game. So I'm gonna read the back. It says betrayal, intrigue, revenge. As Raziel stalked the shadows of Noshgoth, preying upon your former vampire brethren in your quest to destroy your creator, Kain. After being betrayed and executed by Kain, return to Noshgoth on an epic mission of revenge. A milestone in 3D adventure. Vampire fans, get ready. Soul Reaver could be the ultimate thriller. Announced by GamePro. So feed on the souls of your enemies. Explore the vast 3D world of Noshgoth packed with 60 hours of gameplay. Shift real time between material and spectral planes. Hunt 5 different tribes of murderous vampires with an arsenal of deadly hand-to-hand, projectile, and environmental weapons. Over 100 cinematic with 45 minutes of voiceover deliver a dark gothic story. Easily one of the most impressive looking games we've seen on the PlayStation. PSM. It's one player. It takes up 3 blocks of memory card, analog control compatible, vibration function. It's rated T for teen for animated violence and animated blood and gore. Trying to open this. So here's your disc. I like I like the shade of green. And there's your advertisement Gex 3. I never played any of the Gex games. I think they're remastering Gex. I think I could be wrong. So let's check out the disc up close. You can see a Raziel. Very cool. And here's an artwork of Raziel impaling a vampire. You can actually do this in the game. There's like spears throughout the game. Like, you get it on the wall and you can stab enemies with it. So very cool. Now let's check out the manual. Now this game was also on the PC. I think it was on Sega Saturn. I think it was also on the PSN Classic on the PS3, as well as Blood Omen. So here's the manual, and of course, Gex 3. And there's Kain now. As you can see, he's changed. He looks completely different how he looks in Blood Omen. So yeah, that's Kain. That's Raziel up there. So apparently, I guess the vampires in this world they just evolve. I guess over time, because they got like 3 fingers. Because if you play the Blood Omen games, Kain has 5 fingers like a human, but in the Soul Reaver game, he has 3 fingers. So yeah, here are your controls. And what's really interesting about this game uh, is you don't get a game over because, like I said, Raziel's already dead. So what happens when your life depletes? You just get transferred back to the spectral world. So all you gotta do is just find souls to heal you, and then go back to the other world. So technically, there's no game over in this game. So there's uh, Kain again. He looks pretty ticked off. And I remember, I don't know what company made it. Raziel. If you guys want to pause it, feel free to pause it so y'all can look at it. But yeah, they actually made toys, action figures. I remember my brother bought Raziel. Uh, I feel old when I say this, but do y'all remember Sam Goody back in the '90s? My favorite story. Really, what it is, it's like a small version of Hastings, which sadly they went out of business too. But anyway, I remember they had the Legacy of Kain action figures. I remember my brother bought Raziel. He came with a spear and a torch. Really cool. They're expensive on eBay. I was wanting to get one to put on my shelf, but they are expensive. I mean, I guess if you're lucky, you might find a used one on eBay for like $50. So yeah, so these bosses, they're like your brethren. There were other Kain's lieutenants because when Raziel died, when Kain had him cast down into the water, years passed, like years. And then this ancient being, the Elder God, voiced by Tony J, resurrects Raziel, and that's when the game starts. But anyway, a lot of time has passed since Raziel's, death, and and things change. You know, these vampires that Raziel used to hang out with, they like evolve. They become like these monsters, and technically they're the bosses in the game. Like I remember the first one was Melchiah, I think that was his name. Uh, but anyway, what I'm getting at is each boss you fight in this game, you gain their abilities. Like for example, Rahab, I can't pronounce. He's the water boss. When you kill him, uh, you get the ability to swim. So now water no longer hurts you. Or like Micaiah, he's the first boss you fight. Excuse me. His ability is to go through gates, like metal gates. So when you beat him, you'll get the ability to go through gates. Because not all gates are going to be open. And this right here is telling you how to switch between spectral and material plane. Material plane is like now, like current. Spectral is like the ghost world. That's where Rodiel belongs. And then you have these warp gates. These warp gates, you want to unlock them because that's how you fast travel. Because every time you load your game, you start in the main chamber at the beginning of the game. And I remember as a kid, I was confused. I was like, did I save it? Because I could have sworn I did. I thought my game was broken. But it turns out that's where you start out every time you load your game. But that's why you want to unlock these warp gates so you can fast travel, back to where you were before. And the Soul Reaver glyphs. Yeah, like you collect glyph. I think glyph is what like increases your health bar. I could be wrong. I haven't played this game in a long time, so essential items. So you got shift glyph, force glyph, stone glyph, uh, sound glyph, water glyph, fire, and then sunlight. And then you got Noshgoth dwellers. The clans, yeah, here are the boss's names. I think there's five, either 5 or 6 bosses, maybe 7, I can't remember. But you got Duma, he's a big guy. They actually made a toy of him. No, I could be wrong. No, Duma, him, maybe not the same guy. Melchiah, Zefon, I think. Rahab, whatever. Turl. Turl, I think his ability is the projectiles. So, and I think that's their symbols. And you got Kane's Legion. This is like credits. Yeah, and I forgot you do fight humans. So not every enemy you fight is a monster. You fight vampire hunters, worshippers, and villagers. Yeah, voice talent. Michael Bell as Raziel and Micaiah, the first boss. I didn't know that. Elder Gods, Devon, Tony J, Kane and Duma, Simon Templeman, again, Rahab, Neil Ross, Ariel, again, Anna Gunn, Mobius, Tomb Guardian, Richard Doyle. So, yeah, pretty cool. So, that is Soul Reaver, one of my favorite PS1 games. And now, I believe this came out. Now, fast forward to 2001. So now we're getting to the PS2 era. Soul Reaver 2 includes preview of Blood Omen 2. So yeah, great game. I remember my uncle having this game. I remember playing it. There's a spine in the back. So yeah, this takes place right after the first Soul Reaver game. Uh, it's mature for blood and gore and violence. It says a story beyond time, an adventure beyond belief. Raziel emerges from the time portal and returns to different eras of Noshgoth's past in his relentless pursuit of Kain. Yeah, I forgot to mention, this series got a lot of time traveling. Uh, Confronting the shadows of an unremembered past, he discovers a web of destiny stretching far into Noshgoth's dim, unrecorded history. As his destiny comes full circle, Raziel finds his personal vendetta transform into a hero's journey, with the fate of Noshgoth hanging in the balance. Acquire new and improved Soul Reaver weapon enhancements, physical abilities, and relics to interact with the environment and unlock the dark secrets of Noshgoth. Uh, Devour the souls of new enemies, including vampire hunters, seraphim warrior, priests, and extra-dimensional demons. Yeah, the seraphim hunted vampires. They're the one that killed. Well, no, I don't want to say. I don't want to spoil it. But the Seraphim were also in the first Blood Omen game. Immerse yourself in a gothic realm of highly detailed architecture, environments supported with an intriguing storyline, compelling voiceover, and no end-game loading times. Yeah, I forgot. There's no loading time in this one. Enhanced graphics and combat system designed specifically for the PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system. So there you have it. There's your disc and the manual. I always like how they change the cover, because sometimes games they use the same cover as this one, but here it's different. So I like that. Okay, here it is. In the back, it's got the advertisement for Blood Omen 2. So let's check out the manual. Here's your contents. Your controls. Yeah, I remember actually liking this one quite a bit. Uh, like I said, this game had a lot of time traveling. I don't think Blood Omen 2 had time traveling. I could be wrong, but I know the first Blood Omen did, at least near the end of the game. And then, of course, at the end of the first Soul Reaver, you go through a time portal, and that's when this game picks up. And then you have your history of Noshgoth. I think it's like I love that artwork of Raziel, by the way, really cool. But I think there's like a recap of what happened, in the first game. War story, like seriously, like I said, this series got a deep, deep story. And then you got checkpoints. Of course, you know, just like the first Soul River game, you can shift between spectral and material realms, and then it shows how to, feed souls. Very nice. If you guys never play these games, you should play. Especially if you're big on vampires, I think you should check this series out. And again, like I said, they're not very expensive. Uh, you know, like even the older ones, Soul Reaver and the First Blood Omen, they're not that expensive. So I really recommend playing the series. I think you'll like it. And you got abilities like gliding, crouching, sneaking, swimming. And you can also get weapons too, like spears and all that good stuff. This is a very thick manual, by the way. It's got a lot of pages. Yeah, I don't know which one's my favorite in the series. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like them all. I mean, they're all good games. I mean, maybe this one. I don't know. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the only game that's on the PS2. I don't think it's on either platform. I could be wrong. And here are like your enemies and your credits. I wonder. Yeah, and a gun again. From Breaking Bad, Michael Bell, Raphael, Simon Templeman. Once again, that's Kane. Richard Doyle, Mobius, Tony J, Elder God, Renee, Aubrey, John's Audrin. He's a vampire with the black angel wings. Paul, once again, as Vorador. So, very cool. So, there you have it. Soul River 2. Let me hang on. Let me check something really fast. But I think this was a PS2 only game. No, it was also on the PC. Okay, okay. All right. And then a year later, 2002, we get Blood Omen 2. This one is a bit of a doozy, story wise. I'll explain here in a little bit. But yeah, there's Kain, young Kain, once again. He's wielding the Soul Reaver blade. And for mature, I do apologize. You can hear my dog bark. It's my neighbors across the street. Now, this is also on the Xbox, and this is weird. This is the only Legacy of Kain game to be on the GameCube. Yes, this is on the GameCube as well. Now, I'm pretty sure it's on PC. So, but as you can see, I got the PS2 version. I never played the other version, so I don't know how well it plays. I like the disc on this one. Like Vampire Tea, that's Kain. Very cool. Alright, I'm going to read the back for you guys. It says, Kain is back to reclaim the high throne of bloodlust and brutality. Cast down from power by a mysterious warlord centuries ago, Kain reawakens in a world he barely recognizes. His army slain, his vampire brethren nearly extinct. Kain is one of the last of his kind. With an agenda of vengeance, Kain shall unleash a wicked wrath to uncover the plot that threatens the land he seeks to conquer. Execute fierce attacks and brutal combos with battle axes, swords, and other heavy metal weaponry. Yeah, I forgot. You can actually take enemy's weapons. Like if an enemy has an axe or a sword, you can actually take it as your own. But the weapon has limited bar, so it does break after you use it so much. When weapons edge dull on bone and steel, turn to dark gifts such as Berserk and Stealth to exact your lethal will. In pursuit of power or just for the thrill of the kill, Kain's lust for blood is aspiring. Lead Kain through highly detailed environments of gothic nightmare, host of thieves, knights, and demons of all sorts. So, here's the manual and the back. So, let's check it out. It feels thinner than the manual from Soul Reaver 2. So, I like the picture right here, contents. So, the reason I say this one is a little weird, I mean, you would think this would be a sequel to Blood Armor, right? And before Soul Reaver. In a way, it is, but this might be a little spoiler. But the events that happened in Soul Reaver 2 kind of created this one, Blood Omen 2. I know that's weird. It's hard to explain. Like I said, the story is so deep. It's kind of complicated. But yeah, because there's a lot of time traveling in Soul River 2, and something happened, and it kind of like all altered the past, and that's when this game comes in. So yeah, it takes place after Blood Omen, but I looked it up, and a lot of fans are saying to play this one after Soul River 2. So I guess you could play it in both ways. I mean, you can play after the first Blood Omen, or you can play after Soul Reaver 2. And I think this was made by a different company, but I'm not for sure. Dark Gifts. Yeah, just like in the first Soul Reaver game, each boss you fight in this one, you gain their ability. So, yeah, it's a fun game. I mean, I think I'll look at this game as Blood Omen remake because it plays just like the first Blood Omen, but it's in 3D instead of overview like Diablo style. So here are your characters. Yeah, Kain, Seraphim Lord, Yuma, Vorador, Marcus, Sebastian, the Seer. So some of these are bosses. Bosses, Magnus, guards, knights, glyph guards, beast demons. And then it says, you got the game, now get the guide. I don't have a strategy guide for this. Actually, I forgot to mention I do have a strategy guide for the first Soul Reaver. So let's once again look at the voice acting. It may not be on here. Uh, yeah, I'm not saying it. Huh? Unless it's Wait a minute, hang on. Well, maybe not. Oh, nope, I found it. Kain, once again, Simon Templeman, Seraphim Lord, Earl Bowen, Yuma, Liz Wardland, I'm not familiar with her, Fodor, Paul Lukather, I think I pronounced his last name right, Sebastian, Nick Jameson, Marcus, Nick Guest, Foster, Philip Proctor, Magnus, Roger Bumpus, Jonas, Renee, that's the same guy who did Jonas and Soldier 2, the Seer, Liz Wardland again, the Bishop, Al Laurel, the Beast, Renee again. Okay, cool. So that is Blood Omen 2. Again, where it takes place in the timeline, it's kind of weird, but still a fun game to play. And now on to the last one. I believe this came out, early 2000. Legacy of Kain Defiance. And notice the font is different. So, there you go. I love the cover. Raziel and Kain. Yes, this one's really cool. Because in this one, we get to play as both characters. Not just Kain, not just Raziel, but both of them. And it goes back and forth. So, yeah, very cool. Uh, this takes place, at where Soul Reaver 2 left off. So, here's the spine and the back. And of course, it's for mature blood and gore and intense violence. This came out 2003. I think this was also on the PC as well as Xbox. So it says the best Legacy of Kain installment yet. That's from GameSpy. Utilize powerful telekinetic abilities to throw enemies off ledges or impale them on sharp objects. Play as Kain and Raziel and unleash your vengeance on hordes of human and demonic foes. Feed your dark hunger by sucking the blood and devouring the cells of enemies to survive. Increase the power of your weapon with new enhancements like fire, lightning, ice, and more. Engage in thrilling combo moves using physical agility, telekinesis, and a formidable Reaver blade. One player memory card, vibration, it's got an analog control. And there's your disc and your manual. Exact same cover, so not anything different. Alright, let's check out the manual. Here's the front, and here's the back. Backyard Wrestling. I never played this game. Huh. Okay. Well, anyway, let's dive in. There's your contents. You got Raziel and Kain. Starting up. Your controls. Getting into the game, like options and all that good stuff. And then you have the history of Noshgoth. That's a lot of reading right there. And your characters, Kain and Raziel. That's cool that it's got their symbols right there next to each other. Very nice. And what's interesting about this game, it feels like you're playing Blood Omen and Soul Reaver at the same time. It's really cool. That's one reason why I like this one too, because it changes. Like it's very unique. Like we're playing as Kain, you feel like you're playing Blood Omen, but then when it switches to Raziel, it feels like you're playing Soul Reaver. So it's really neat. I think very nice. Now, of course, as Kain, you can't swim because water will kill you. Because he's not undead like Raziel is. I mean, technically, Kain is dead. I mean, he died in the first Blood Omen and then came back as a vampire. But Raziel is like, I don't know, double dead, I guess. I don't know. So, your health and your feeding, your status screen, very nice. I don't remember the bosses in this game. Maybe like two or three I can remember. I don't think it's got a whole lot of bosses, not to my knowledge. I mean, again, I haven't played this game in a long, long time. I mean, I think I was in my, I had to been in my mid 20s when I last played this game. So yeah, long time ago, at least for me. And then your credits, because I always like to look at voices. Raziel, Michael Bell, Simon Tippleman, Kane, Tony J. Eldergod, Richard Doyle, Mobius, Renee as John Aldrin, Paul, Bordor, and again, so she did Ariel in all of them, all the games, or at least the one with Ariel in it. Mortanius, Alistair Duncan, Toro Gray Burger, or Berger. So yeah, there you have it, guys. That's all five Legacy of Kain games. Now there was a game I thought it was an online game called Pillars of Noshgoth, I think. I think it was a game. Maybe it never came out. Maybe it did, but the server shut down. I never played it, so I don't know. So, all right, guys, there you have it. My Legacy of Kain game. This is all of it. It's only 5 games long. So, yeah, very cool series. Like I said, it's got a deep story, top-notch voice acting. I mean, just well done game. A great environment, great music. If someone were to tell, if someone came to me, it's like, hey, what's your favorite, vampire game? It would be this one, Legacy of Kain. So, yeah. And sadly, we haven't another one in a long time. But now, just last year, I believe it was last year, there was a company. So a company bought the franchise, Embracer Group, and yeah, because Square Enix sold the rights to the rights to Embracer Group, and now they have the rights, and so they did a survey like what do you want to see in the next Legacy of Kain game. Now I remember seeing it. I actually took part of the survey. I participated in it. Of course I would. I mean, I love these games, and basically they're trying to get a feel of what the fans want. Like, do you want a sequel? Do you want a remake? Do you want a reboot? I think I chose all the above. I can't remember. I did want a sequel because I want to know what happens after Defiance, but you know, but in a way, Defiance does kind of end. I think in a way, I don't know, but yeah. So we may get another game in the future. Who knows? So it'll be a different company, but hopefully they'll do a good job making it. Uh, and I would like to play these games on my channel. You know, so maybe in the future I'll play these. I'll probably play them like the order that they were released anyway. So who knows? Maybe be on the lookout for that. I might play them in the future. I would like to play on my channel. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this is a good one for you guys. Like I said, I wanted to do something for Halloween, so I chose this. So anyway, thank you for watching. Uh, oh, tomorrow, which is November 1st, I cannot believe November's already around the corner. But tomorrow, Red Dead Redemption, yes, part one. Now, I don't know how I'm going to be doing this. I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload Red Dead Redemption every day, like I did with Silent Hill, and maybe I might do it every other day or every 2 days. But regardless, I am going to finish the game. That's my plan. I will play it from beginning to finish, and then after that, I would like to play the DLC Undead Nightmare. Yeah. So yeah, again, I don't know if this is gonna be every day or what. So anyway, guys, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you are new. Hit that ring button for more videos so you won't miss it. I'll be talking so much, my throat's getting scratchy. Uh, yeah, share this channel to your friends, your family. I would appreciate it. The more subscribers I get, it's just a good feeling, knowing that you guys care. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here with me today. Uh, have fun for Halloween. If you got kids, I'm sure you're gonna go trick or treating. If you do, be careful out there. Stay safe, stay warm, whatever. Uh, yeah, eat lots of candy. Watch scary movies. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Happy Halloween. This is the Raging Gamer 06 signing out.